Welcome back to yet another episode off the box. Again, just a very short video for you, so you don't think I'm just giving up on it. But it's like, for all the hot weather that we've been having, it's nice. It's nice to have hot weather. And it's not overly too hot. It's not overly too cold. It's just mildly warm. However, what I don't get is the fact of, like, people out there, okay? As some of you may know, I live in Shipton, okay? Not going to tell you where, because that would just be weird, wouldn't it? However, there are lots and lots of trees, okay? So, tree, big tree, and there's lots of trees around here, okay? What I don't get is, like, younger kids, they like to build dens, as kids should do. I don't have a problem with that, as long as they're not inside, stuck on their phones all the time, okay? I don't have a problem with that. I couldn't care less, mate. Like, I don't care. But what I do care about is, obviously, having woodland means having wildlife. So what I'm trying to get at, or what I am getting at, is just be mindful of where you are, okay? As I said, just be mindful where you are, and once you have gone to your limits, obviously, cutting down trees, I wouldn't recommend that, because that is also destroying the native wildlife's habitats. However, if you must use trees and logs, at least use the ones that are provided to you on the forest floor or on the woodland floor. Okay? That way you're not, like, destroying someone's property. But you also, with building dens, okay, fine. That, as I said, I don't have a problem with. What I do have a problem with is, I went down to one of my local areas of woodland, and unfortunately, what I found there was I basically brought couple of, four of these kids some rope that they claim that they left it up at the top at the entrance. I'm like, okay, fine. What I So I walked up, down there, and they built a den, fine. But what I didn't expect to see there was four of these kids had a fire going, okay? Which these kids were school kids. Yeah, One wearing a Northgate uniform, one wearing a netted uniform, okay? That way, when you're wearing a uniform, be it a school uniform, a work uniform, an old uniform, you are still representing that place. Soon as you take that uniform off, no longer becomes your responsibility. But these kids, they just had this fire going, and all four of them came down to talk to me. Okay? I was standing on the ground floor, they came down and all speaking to me from this ledge, okay, where they decided to build this den. Leaving this fire completely unsupervised. And this day was particularly hot at this time of day. Got around about 5 o'clock. It's supposed to be the hottest day, hottest time of the day. That kind of miffed me a little. Okay, I'm like, what's like? Take it, none of you actually keeping an eye on that fire that you've got there, and like some of you may already know this, but I kind of have to say to them, what are the three main components to keep a fire going? And they said oxygen. One of the answers that one of the kids gave me was carbon dioxide. I'm like, no, that's not it. But oxygen, heat, and fuel. I don't know what they were fueling it with. They had a notebook down there, probably burning it. But I'm like, well, all I wanted to do was make sure they were safe. Yep. Me being me, trying to make sure they were safe. So I made sure they put the fire out. Because above the fire, they had, like, a tree. And if that caught on fire, the whole village would have been burnt. Okay? And I know those kids do watch my channel. So, my kind of word of advice, just be mindful and aware. Okay? The second point that I want to make is the amount of verbal abuse that I got. The amount of verbal abuse that I received from these school kids. School kids. Kind of irritated me a little, because all I was doing was making sure that they were safe. But no. And the kid from Northgate, I don't want to be spoken to like that. No one does. So you might want to speak to people with a little bit more respect. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Little bit more respect. Considering I've been where you are. Okay? I was in year 7, year 8 once. Okay? But that's taking it a little bit too far. Okay? But, like, I quote, I was literally called by this kid, okay, younger than me, much younger, okay, and I quote, this is what he's been saying, is, "Oh, get lost, you tosser, and go away, you fat fucking..." Yeah. I wasn't called anything nice. And this is the reason why I'm making this video today. Is, you know, I will not tolerate how someone speaks to me with that disgusting manner. It's disgusting. Okay? And as I said to these kids, that I'm only trying to make them safe, because they had the little blue sled. You know which one I'm on about, kids. Well, the kids decided to all swear at me and everything like that. So, the moral of this video that I'm posting out today is, be mindful who you talk to. Because obviously I haven't been up there for quite a while, a couple of days maybe. But obviously, when someone has that kind of the background that I've had, okay, I wasn't treated with respect when I was in high school. I was bullied, I was harassed, everything like that, okay? I had it all. Nothing phases me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing phases me anymore. Because I'm on the verges of giving up. I'm just giving up talking to people, you know? It's not the fact that I'm there to ruin your fun, or I'm there to, oh, he's watching us, he's a paedophile. I'm not. And I do not expect that behaviour from a school kid talking to an adult. Okay? That being said, so those 4 kids that I know probably a couple of you watch my videos, and I hope you see this one, because it's a special shout out for you 4, okay? Just be mindful, respect people with a little bit more respect than you give, okay? I am not here to, like, make your days worse, okay? I'm here so anyone can talk to, okay? I'm here for animals. I'm here for people and their animals. I am not here to be spoken to with an utter disrespect, okay? Just be aware of who you are talking to, because I can do things and say things that I'm not going to do because you want that reaction out of me. You're not going to get it, okay? Just be mindful. Be mindful who you're talking to, who you are around. It's like, half of the time, I think that, like, this is why I don't want children, you know? This is why I don't want children when I grow up, because I don't want to be dealing with this. Being called into a school because someone's punched someone else's teeth down their throat because they've annoyed them. I don't operate like that. I never do, and I never will do. Okay? Because I'm actually the bigger person, and I walk away. Just take that into account. That, yeah, okay, someone might not show signs of being frustrated or angry or upset or crying, okay? Because I've had it for so long, I've come immune to it. I shut down. I don't talk to people about it anymore because it happens so much. Okay? As I said, just be aware of how people feel. Okay? And yeah, the other day I put a video out saying about men's mental health and all that sort of thing. And all the palaver. But if people actually started talking to people with a little bit more respect and showed people more respect that they actually get, you might get somewhere. People might actually want to talk to you, not just walk away. And this is what I do. I walk away from people that I don't want to talk to because I've had experiences with those people. And I'm not trying to make things all about me. Okay? Not doing that at all. Just be mindful of other people, how they feel, how they act. Because, like, I've got friends that as soon as they get, like, attacked, they attack back. Okay? They shout. They give you that shit that you give them. Okay? Which, to be fair, I don't blame them. And you know who that is. Okay? I am not here to make anyone's life a misery. Okay? I don't believe that is the right way forward. I never have done, never will do. Okay? Just be mindful of who you talk to and how you talk to them. Okay? It's like when I have certain days, certain points in my life that I'm at my lowest, I don't talk to people. Why should I? Because I get this back. Okay? Just be mindful. Sometimes might be assertive. Okay? But being told to piss off and get lost, we don't want you here. That is half of my problem. That I get told that, I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. Okay? Just be mindful. And I hope you four have thought about your actions and how that might affect people more than you ever know. Okay? Just, as I said, be mindful. You might even think, okay, he has a point. How he might have a point. Just think with your heads. Okay? And I will see you in the next one.